US and Chinese officials are set to hold a second day of negotiations later today as they try to de-escalate the ongoing trade war. Delegations from the two economic superpowers met in Geneva on Saturday to discuss a possible lowering of tariffs. Cullen has more.
Well, the first day of bilateral trade talks between the United States and China has come to an end without any major agreement. However, going into the talks, it was seen as highly unlikely that the two sides would be able to agree to anything as dramatic as a blanket lifting of all of the import taxes they've been imposing on each other's economies since the start of April, something that has led to widespread stock market volatility and which has disrupted the global economy. On the eve of the talks, the US President Donald Trump said that he was thinking about a new 80% tariff rate. That would potentially bring down the tariffs that Washington has been imposing on Beijing from 145%. China has imposed its own tariffs on the United States of 125%. The US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, who's been leading up the US delegation in Geneva, said that he would be focused on de-escalation. China is being represented by the Vice Premier He Lifeng, and China has said that it will not bow down to imperialists or bullies, that it would stand up for its own national interests, and that it wants the US to lower tariffs. However, there is another complication. There is distrust on both sides outside of the financial and commercial arenas, notably over influence in the Indo-Pacific region and also the war in Ukraine. The second day of talks scheduled between the United States and China in Geneva is set for Sunday. Cullen, CNA, Paris.